With darkness and silence through the night. What I feel. I'm searching and I'm melting.